Hello everyone, welcome back to my High Celebrities news channel. The story for today is Brooklyn Beckham shared the very first photo from his $3.5 m £2.69 million wedding to Nicola Peltz to Instagram on Sunday, after they exchanged vows at her billionaire father Nelson's $103 million, £79 million compound in Palm Beach, Florida the previous day. The aspiring chef, 23, shared the snap which saw his bride, 27, wow in a stunning Valentino white dress adorned with an evil eye symbol, along with the caption, Mr. Mrs. Peltz Beckham Heart. Nicola's dress included a message from her mother, former model Claudia Peltz, that the Valentino team stitched into the wedding gown using blue thread. Claudia wore custom Versace, her hair was styled in what Vogue termed an ode to Claudia Schiffer in the 90s. I always thought I wanted my hair half up, half down, but we're going for long bangs with loose, natural hair, she told the magazine. Dear Abigail, who styled her hair, said Brigitte Bardot's half ponytails also served as an inspiration. It was all about keeping her hair beautiful, soft and smooth, he said, think luxe, polished texture, but with fullness and movement to it. He also took her hair color lighter and brighter ahead of the big day. Chanel makeup artist Kate Lee told Vogue she was inspired by the bride's natural beauty. We decided on a very fresh, natural look, barely there but with a few interesting details that will pop under the veil, she said. The intention was to accentuate her natural features, while adding a few modern, not-so-traditional details. The dress was the result of a year's worth of conversations with Valentino creative director Pierpaolo Picciola's team, 2 trips to Rome, and 2 U.S. fittings. Valentino's head seamstresses traveled to Miami to ensure the dress was perfect on Saturday. It was the ultimate couture experience, said her stylist, Leslie Fremar, describing how they chose elements from various sketches, fabrics and embroideries. Fremar said it was the most beautiful dress she had ever seen. Vogue reported, the simplicity of it was magnificent, said Fremar. We didn't have to overly detail the dress to accomplish the magnitude of it, so we ended up eliminating the embroidery. The bride was walked down the aisle by her father Nelson to a string orchestra playing Songbird. Her new sister-in-law, 10-year-old Harper Beckham, was among the flower girls, and her bridesmaids wore gowns crafted by tailor Joel Diaz. Brooklyn wore a Dior suit, and as a gift to her new husband, Peltz sewed a bespoke label into his outfit. He added a diamond lapel chain from Anita Ko, a gift from his new in-laws. Ko, who was a guest at the wedding, told Vogue, he wore it Friday night as an upscale wallet chain, and on the night of the wedding as a formal chain attached to the front of his evening jacket. After the ceremony, guests enjoyed cocktails adorned with white cherry blossoms as a jazz quartet played, Vogue reported. A 12-piece live band then took over the entertainment for the black tie dinner. The dinner was served in a marquee by the seafront, filled with spectacular floral arrangements from HMR Designs. The team used garden roses layered with peonies, white ranunculus, spray roses and hydrangea, Vogue said. The father of the groom gave a speech, reportedly crying and having to stop to take a breather. He called the billion-dollar heiress incredible. He shed a tear while speaking about wanting to protect his first son following his birth in 1999, according to onlookers. A source told The Sun, he said he was sleeping on the hospital floor, holding the door shut because he didn't want to let anyone get in. David got a lump in his throat and had to stop and take a breather to regain his composure, but it was a very sweet speech. H is thought to have added of Nicola, we love you so much, we're excited that you'll be part of the family. Brooklyn's best men, his brothers Romeo, 19, and Cruz, 17, delivered speeches. The Newlyweds then had their first dance to Elvis' classic Only Fools Rush In, performed by South African artist Loyiso. Mark Anthony then took over the DJ decks, spinning tunes to the likes of actors Rashida Jones and Kiernan Shipka, and the filmmakers Michael Bay and M. Night Shyamalan, as well as Natalia Bryant, daughter of the Kobe Bryant. The guests were invited by the couple to make a donation to the people of Ukraine through the agency CARE. David's representative has been contacted for comment by mail online. The morning after the night before, Brooklyn took a saucy liberty as he rested his hand on bride Nicola's bottom after arriving for a lavish brunch in the final part of their $4 million wedding extravaganza. The newlyweds drove only a few hundred yards to the event on the Peltz family compound in Palm Beach, Florida, in what appeared to be a 1958 Jaguar XK150S. Brooklyn's look in a cream shirt and khaki green pants was super casual compared to the 23-year-old's tuxedo of the night before. But actress Nicola kept up appearances in a stunning short and tight dress with what appeared to be thick gold edging around the rim. She rounded off the ensemble with a pair of white Louboutin shoes with thick high heels. Tennis legend Venus Williams, 40, arrived in for the bash in a blue Range Rover driven by a blonde friend. She looked stunning in a pale blue dress with gold running along the hemline and finished off with a tan and white belt. There appeared to be ruffled white shorts or liner underneath. The 7-times Wimbledon singles champion had her hair pulled back tightly at the front and finished off her outfit with white high-heel shoes. Earlier actress Nicola's financier father Nelson sauntered in driving a golf cart. He too looked casual in white pants, blue sneakers without socks. Despite the fact that this was a family and friends do, the use of cell phones was once again banned. Dozens of special pouches to seal the mobiles from use were delivered just before guests arrived. The bags, made by Yonder, are electronically sealed while guests who hold them are in a designated phone-free space. When the guests are in a phone-allowed area, the bags unseal. The new Mr. and Mrs. Beckham headed for lunch in Palm Beach after arriving in a classic blue Jaguar convertible. Brooklyn's famous parents David and Victoria Beckham were also seen driving to the event in the same $500,000 £383,502 classic car. The ex-footballer, 46, is an investor of restoration company Lunas, which electrified and re-engineered the 1954 Jaguar XK140, having taken a 10% stake in June 2021. He was pictured taking the vehicle out for a spin with Victoria on Sunday morning before handing it over to the newlyweds, who mimicked Meghan and Harry's reception arrival by driving off in the convertible to a lavish brunch. The Inter Miami FC president requested for the car to be painted a light blue, however requested that his name for the unique color would remain confidential. It is the product of thousands of hours of work from the company's 120-strong team of craftspeople, designers and electric vehicle (EV) technicians and was built entirely in-house at the home of Lunas in Silverstone, England. The sustainable trend sees Lunas tear out engines which pollute our atmosphere and replace them with zero-exhaust emissions batteries and electric motors. David Lorenz, founder-CEO of Lunas, said, "In creating this beautiful, electrified Jaguar XK140, we are honored to bridge the gap between David Beckham's professional life, where he is an investor in Lunas, and his family life. This remarkable car is the perfect gift to his son Brooklyn and daughter-in-law, Nicola, on their wedding day. In every respect, this extraordinary electric classic car by Lunas symbolizes a bright, positive future." His former footballer father, 46, looked dapper in a white shirt while his fashion designer mother, 47, wore a black strapped top while framing her face with an oversized pair of sunglasses. Brooklyn's siblings stood by the gates of the spectacular estate and waved their family off as they sped off into the city. Romeo, 19, stood out from the crowd in unmissable pink trousers and a white top while Cruz, 17, sported an oversized blue sweater and Harper, 10, a trendy brown dress. Hours prior, Cruz couldn't help but let out a gigantic yawn on the morning after brother Brooklyn's flashy Palm Beach nuptials. The teenager gave a helping hand as he carried a cardboard box along with a heavy-looking bag while chatting with a pal after a long night of celebrations. After it was all over on Sunday afternoon, proud dad David Beckham drove off from the lunch in a gleaming black $200,000 Maserati MC20 while his father, Ted, left with his new wife Hillary Meredith in $25,000 Kia Forte taxi. The soccer legend's father, 74, waited patiently outside the front door for the Uber to arrive after the lavish do at one of the properties on the Peltz family compound in Palm Beach, Florida. Wearing a white shirt and sporting a tattoo on his left arm, Ted was smiling and laughing alongside lawyer Hillary, who was sporting a white top with narrow straps and fringed with baubles. His multi-millionaire son had already zoomed off in the supercar, but only as far as the main ocean-front mansion across the road. Son, Cruz, was also spotted beside the car chatting with David before the celebrity drove out of the front gate. Meanwhile, Ted's ex-wife Sandra, 72, left the final part of the $4 million celebrations in more style than her former husband, in a blacked-out SUV. It follows reports that Brooklyn and Nicola were very happy and sneaking kisses during a pre-wedding party on Friday, according to sources. The couple tied the knot in a stunning early evening ceremony on Saturday during their star-studded $3.5 wedding held in Palm Beach, Florida. People is alleging that the loved-up couple put on a seriously affectionate display before saying "I do." An insider told the publication, Brooklyn and Nicola looked very happy and were walking around holding hands the whole night and sneaking kisses. The eyewitness also detailed how the happy couple wore matching white suits and were joined for the evening by a group of A-list pals, including Serena and Venus Williams, Mark Anthony and Jordana, to name a few. The source also reports that the lavish event took place in an elaborate guest house with around 500 guests in attendance, where food stations and a bar were featured. The following day, the couple sealed their nuptials with a lingering 6-second kiss in front of celebrity guests including Sporty Spice Mel C, Eva Longoria, and tennis legend Serena Williams. The proceedings started at 6 p.m. sharp when aspiring chef Brooklyn, 23, was joined by his 27-year-old bride for the nuptials in one of the massive tented structures set up at the Peltz $103 million family estate. He could be seen waiting on his own on a stage garlanded with flowers and plants for 15 minutes before actress Nicola arrived for the $4 million extravaganza. Meanwhile, it appeared there were 6 groomsmen who joined him on his right and 6 maids of honor who placed themselves to his left. The former photographer chose brothers Romeo and Cruz, 17, as his best men for his much-publicized marriage to the daughter of billionaire financier Nelson Peltz, 79. As exclusively predicted by Mail Online, the couple wed under a flower-garlanded huppah in traditional Jewish ceremony in honor of Nicola's Jewish heritage. Brooklyn also has some Jewish heritage through his soccer legend father David, 46, whose maternal grandfather was Jewish. And in keeping with tradition, Brooklyn smashed a glass wrapped in a napkin under his heel after he and Nicola were married by a rabbi. The ceremony ended at 6:30 p.m., although Jewish weddings on a Saturday, the Sabbath, strictly speaking should not be conducted until the sun has gone down. Sundown is at around 8 p.m. in Palm Beach. Brooklyn and Nicola would have received the 7 Jewish marriage blessings recited under the huppah and over wine. The couple were seen taking sips. Dad David had said he wanted to recite one of the blessings, which are traditionally given in Hebrew and sometimes then read in English. The wedding took place in the first of the giant white tented structures filling the massive ocean-front lawn, which was on the left looking at the Peltz mansion from the ocean. After the ceremony, the guests moved to the center tent, which has been dedicated to house a cocktail event. They will then move to the third marquee, on the right, for the wedding banquet with food from celebrated Miami chef Thierry Eisenbert, who used to cook for President Bill Clinton. At the dinner, it is possible that the 7 Jewish marriage blessings will be recited again, as is traditional among more devout families. They would also be recited each night for 7 days. Nicola stunned in an incredible Valentino bridal gown as she posed for her wedding photos after marrying Brooklyn, exclusive Daily Mail. Com Pictures have revealed, the heiress bride was the epitome of elegance in her all-white long-sleeved dress while clutching a bouquet of white flowers near the huppah, in which the couple wed in a Jewish ceremony. Her incredible gown boasted a stunning sweeping veil, which featured delicate lace embellishing, as Nicola was every inch the bride. The actress flew to Rome twice to work with Valentino designer Pierpaolo Piccioli at his studio to ensure every detail of the outfit was perfect. Nicola and aspiring chef Brooklyn, 23, were married in an early evening ceremony in one of 3 massive tented structures constructed on the sprawling oceanfront lawn of Father Nelson's $103 million compound in Palm Beach, Florida. After posing for the shots, she joined other guests in the middle giant mark dedicated to serving cocktails, then headed to adjacent banqueting marquee. But she was careful not to reveal her dress this time to anyone who might be looking from the beach side of the property, by having a shield of white umbrellas cover her as she walked. Guests including tennis legend Serena Williams, TV chef Gordon Ramsay and Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria could clearly be seen enjoying cocktails. The 300 revelers then moved to the banqueting tent, where DailyMail.com can reveal Brooklyn and Nicola's first dance to a live singer belting out Only Fools Rush In, made famous by Elvis Presley. The couple took to the dance floor at 8:10 p.m. and finished to loud cheers from the guests. And the second song was the Ben E. King classic Stand By Me. We can also reveal, Brooklyn and Nicola's wedding started at 6 p.m. sharp when Brooklyn, 23, was joined by his 27-year-old bride for the nuptials in one of the massive tented structures set up at the Peltz $103 million family estate in Palm Beach, Florida. The eldest son of Victoria and David Beckham could be seen waiting on his own on a stage garlanded with flowers and plants for 15 minutes before actress Nicola arrived for the $4 million extravaganza. Meanwhile, it appeared there were 6 groomsmen who joined him on his right and 6 maids of honor who placed themselves to his left. The aspiring chef chose brothers Romeo and Cruz, 17, as his best men for his much-publicized marriage to the daughter of billionaire financier Nelson Peltz, 79. His sister Harper, 10, was a bridesmaid, as exclusively predicted by DailyMail.com. The couple wed under a flower-garlanded huppah in traditional Jewish ceremony in honor of Nicola's Jewish heritage. Brooklyn also has some Jewish heritage through his soccer legend father David, 46, whose maternal grandfather was Jewish. And in keeping with tradition, Brooklyn smashed a glass wrapped in a napkin under his heel after he and Nicola were married by a rabbi. The newlyweds then enjoyed a lingering 6-second kiss in front of celebrity guests. The ceremony ended at 6:30 p.m., although Jewish weddings on a Saturday, the Sabbath, strictly speaking should not be conducted until the sun has gone down. Sundown is at around 8 p.m. in Palm Beach. Brooklyn and Nicola would have received the 7 Jewish marriage blessings recited under the huppah and over wine. The couple were seen taking sips. Dad David had said he wanted to recite one of the blessings, which are traditionally given in Hebrew and sometimes then read in English. The wedding took place in the first of the giant white tented structures filling the massive ocean-front lawn, which was on the left looking at the Peltz mansion from the ocean. After the ceremony, the guests moved to the center tent, which has been dedicated to house a cocktail event. They then moved to the third marquee, on the right, for the wedding banquet with food from celebrated Miami chef Thierry Eisenbert, who used to cook for President Bill Clinton. At the dinner, it is possible that the 7 Jewish marriage blessings will be recited again, as is traditional among more devout families. They would also be recited each night for 7 days. During the lavish ceremony, proud parents Victoria and David Beckham put on a smitten display as they held hands before celebrating their eldest son tying the knot. Victoria, 47, was the epitome of elegance in a strapped grey satin gown with lace embellishing, while she swept her brunette tresses into a high bun, letting strands fall and effortlessly frame her face. The couple were joined by a star-studded guest list including Spice Girl Mel C and Eva Longoria for the celebrations, while Brooklyn's proud grandfather Ted was also in attendance. The father of David Beckham, 74, appeared to be in excellent spirits as he attended the nuptials at the Peltz's sprawling oceanfront compound alongside his wife Hillary Meredith. Ted, who split from David's mother Sandra in 2002 after 33 years of marriage, looked dapper in a black tuxedo while Hillary stunned in a monochrome striped frock. Before the ceremony, the couple strolled up to the wrong entrance on the big day before security pointed them in the right direction and gave them a life on a golf buggy, according to reports. Nicola's only sister Brittany, 30, was also seen at the wedding with her husband Franz Berstedt, the managing director at Rome Group, their 2 children, daughters, Eva and Leela Ray, and 10-month-old son Phoenix Blue. Brittany, who is currently expecting her fourth child, could be seen cradling her baby bump as she posed for photographs in her stunning navy blue off-the-shoulder gown. And Mel C., 48, was spotted on the balcony of one of 3 marquees erected in the grounds of the compound during Brooklyn, 23, and his actress fiancé's extravagant wedding. Eva Longoria was seen spending time with tennis legend Serena Williams as they stood on the balcony during the lavish nuptials. Mel's bandmate Emma Bunton was unable to attend the celebration, while Jerry Horner also missed the event due to traveling to Australia with her husband Christian. Gordon Ramsay and fashion designer Rachel Zoe were among other guests who flocked to show their support for the jubilant couple on the big day. As guests arrived ahead of the ceremony, lines of blacked-out limos and SUVs were also seen crowding the main entrance to the Peltz family estate, where the wedding took place. All the estimated 300 guests were processed through the main gate of the Peltz compound at 5:15 p.m., in a 45-minute operation directed by Palm Beach police. Limos, many of them Bentleys and Rolls-Royces, plus dozens of blacked-out Cadillac Escalades caused a large tailback outside at one point. Many had been told to drive around the block when they turned up around 4:15 p.m. and were told by an officer that no one was being allowed in until 4:20 p.m., they returned only to be told the time had been switched to 4:30 p.m., causing further traffic confusion. And in scenes that only happen in places like uber-wealthy Palm Beach, people driving a Rolls stopped to lower their window to ask, "What's going on?" Before heading to the much-anticipated wedding, Victoria Beckham's longtime pal Eva Longoria shared selfies to Instagram of herself glammed up. The actress, 47, flaunted her sensational physique in a clinging black gown with a plunging keyhole cutout as she prepared to join the star-studded guests at the wedding. She styled her brunette tresses in a slick ponytail while she bolstered her striking features with a glamorous smoky makeup palette for the big day. Other snaps showed her posing with her Mexican businessman husband Jose Baston and nightclub owner David Grutman and his wife Isabella. Evangelo Bousis also couldn't help but share a slew of glamorous snaps as he got ready for the wedding with Peter Dundas, Peter Koenig and Coco Koenig. Earlier in the day, white floral arrangements were seen being delivered to the Peltz estate. Photographs showed huge bunches of flowers being unloaded from a grey vehicle at the Peltz's sprawling family home just hours before the couple tied the knot in a lavish ceremony. Wedding outfits, including what appeared to be a blush gown with tulle detailing, were also seen being driven across the 44,000 square featuring estate in a golf buggy. Crates of Sprite and other soft drinks were also carted through the Peltz family grounds, where Brooklyn and Nicola got married in a star-studded ceremony on Saturday. Other exclusive photographs taken hours before the much-anticipated wedding showed huge white marquees being decked out with sheep gold and white tables and seating. The 3 lavish tents overlooked stunning sea views at Nicola's father Nelson's $103 million family estate, where a star-studded group of guests, including Eva Longoria, Gordon Ramsay and Serena Williams, attended the wedding. Members of staff were busy setting up lighting and flooring at the edges of the tent, while a bar area and comfy white seating sections were also visible. Grey drapes were hanging from the sides of the marquee with open sections looking out onto the nearby beach, so guests will be able to look at the views and take steps down to the sand, while speakers and a drum set were set up in the corner ready for dancing. Elsewhere, 3 incredibly pampered pooches were also seen being carted around the Peltz family estate on a golf buggy ahead of the ceremony on Saturday. 2 of the dogs were French bulldogs, one was white with black spots and the other was a speckled grey color, while the other was the Peltz's family dog Bear. Bulldogs are popular with the Peltz family as Nicola and Brooklyn had a brown hound called Frankie, who sadly died last year, while her actor brother Will, 35, has a black bulldog called Libra and her other brother Bradley has one called Mr. Chow. Elsewhere, bikini-clad Palm Beach locals were seen checking out the lavish nuptials on Saturday as they were seen snapping photographs and posing for selfies while enjoying a fun-filled boat trip. The Peltz oceanfront estate, owned by Nicola's parents Nelson and Claudia, boasts 2 large properties and a sprawling driveway leading to a courtyard lined with palm trees. The complex also features outdoor tennis and basketball courts and a stunning pool surrounded by a large terrace with space for guests to kick back and soak up the sun. On Friday night, some of the celebrity guests were revealed as they arrived at a rehearsal dinner, including Gordon and his wife Tanner and daughter Holly, Eva, Serena and Nicola's parents. Jerry Horner did not attend the wedding, dashing Spice Girls fans' hopes of a reunion of all 5 band members at the ceremony. Emma Bunton was not be seen at the lavish nuptials, as she instead shared a sweet message to Brooklyn and Nicola on Instagram, penning, "These two beautiful souls are getting married today. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it there to celebrate you both. We love you all very much." Brooklyn's godfather Sir Elton John was absent from the ceremony due to the rescheduling of his Yellow Brick Road tour, but the aspiring chef's other godfather, Dave Gardner, was there. Brooklyn is understood to have signed a prenuptial agreement with heiress Nicola before the wedding. The $494 million fortune of Brooklyn's parents is dwarfed by the estimated $1.6 billion wealth of Nicola's financier father Nelson. Nicola recruited Leslie Fremar, a stylist who has worked with Hollywood A-listers Demi Moore and Charlize Theron, to help choose her dress. The pair traveled to the headquarters of Valentino in Rome and Nicola's gown was designed by the fashion house's Pierpaolo Piccioli. From the middle of last week, trucks started to arrive in Palm Beach, and police were patrolling the vicinity of the estate. The marquees are of a size usually rented for trade fairs, each could comfortably hold 1,000 people, and there were 3 of them on the lawn at the Peltz's $103 million estate. The food was apparently provided by Miami chef Thierry Eisenbert, who has previously cooked for former U.S. President Bill Clinton. Dietary choices included the usual vegan and vegetarian options, but also stretched to allergy-specific choices and even a light option, which comes in underneath a certain calorie-counted ceiling. In true 21st century fashion, Vogue magazine has photographers and videographers on hand to document every moment. A source said, "It's a nice event, not too big, it will be black tie, there is heavy security and the hundreds of guests have been asked not to share pictures of the bride and groom as they have an exclusive arrangement with Vogue, who will put pictures up on their website. Lots of the guests are bringing their own hair and makeup artists, it's that sort of event." Along with 2 of the Spice Girls, there was David's best friend Dave Gardner and Gordon and Tanner Ramsey and their 5 children at the wedding. Victoria's sister Louise and her daughter Libby were in Miami, as were Victoria's parents Tony and Jackie. David's parents Sandra and Ted were also there, along with his sister Jo. Brooklyn's brothers Romeo and Cruz were groomsmen, the bride's brother Brandon was man of honor and Harper, 10, was a bridesmaid. The bride's maternal grandmother Bunny was maid of honor. Nicola and Brooklyn enjoyed a whirlwind romance after first going public with their budding relationship in November 2019 when pictures emerged of them hugging before getting engaged in July 2020, just 8 months later. While their relationship officially began in 2019, they actually first met in 2017 with Brooklyn revealing during an Instagram Q&A with followers that they were originally introduced at the Coachella Music Festival in California. At the time of Coachella, Brooklyn was dating Hannah Cross, but he and Nicola reconnected 2 years later at a Halloween party. In January 2020, Nicola went Instagram official with their romance, posting a bedroom selfie in a bra, with a shirtless Brooklyn in the foreground, captioned with a simple black heart. The next month they sat front row in coordinating outfits at the Saint Laurent show at Paris Fashion Week. In July that year, Brooklyn proposed with a $325,000 emerald and diamond ring, sharing the news online by posting, "I asked my soulmate to marry me, and she said yes XX I am the luckiest man in the world. I promise to be the best husband and the best daddy one day." In her own post, Nicola said, "You've made me the luckiest girl in the world. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life by your side." Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the pair's relationship grew quickly and they were spotted taking walks together during quarantine after bubbling up together when lockdown first came into effect in March 2020. Later in the summer, Brooklyn moved back home to quarantine with his parents, but his relationship with Nicola continued to go from strength to strength. The pair then bought a plush $9.7 million home in Beverly Hills, complete with a private yoga room, gym, outdoor infinity pool and even a juice bar. The property that hosted Saturday's wedding has been owned for decades by investor and billionaire money manager Nelson Peltz and his wife, former model Claudia Hefner, and is comprised of 3 separate lots for a total of 11. 1 acre of beachfront land. The real estate is partly occupied by buildings boasting a total 25,000 square feet and as many as 16 bathrooms. In size, the property is second to Trump's 17-acre Mar-a-Lago, but the astronomical price of Peltz's place makes it much more valuable. According to Palm Beach County property tax records, the wedding venue has been valued at over $100 million, even if local realtors claims the property could sell for twice to 3 times as much if it were put up for sale. Records show Nelson Peltz's contribution to the wealth of the area through yearly property taxes for the compound is a total $2,180,540. Peltz is said to be worth $1.7 billion, according to Forbes. The Peltzes, however, aren't the only rich and famous residents of Billionaires Row. That is all for Today News. Please make sure to leave your comment and subscribe the channel below for more news update.